Hello. I wanted to share a dream that I had a really long time ago, probably the year 2015. But I want to share it now because for years, have been wondering what it has to do with anything other than just for me. And then now that dream seems very relevant for what's happening right now. And I believe it was from God. And I've been praying and talking to him about it for the last 16 years or 11 years, just asking God, like, what's this dream for? Was it just to be a spooky dream, or was this to be a warning that I'm supposed to share with others? So here it is. And yeah, it's a dream, so it's weird. But when you are listening for the Lord to talk to you, sometimes he shows you things in an interesting way to symbolize certain stuff. So I don't know exactly what it all symbolizes, but here it is. So in my dream, I was at a relative's house, and I was in their front yard, and it was really a beautiful day, green grass, green trees, summertime. And I looked up in this tree because I saw a shadow of a bird fly, and it was a big shadow. So I looked up into a tree because I figured that's where the bird ended up. And it was a very huge crow, like oversized crow. We're talking like if it was standing on the ground, it's 3 feet high. Big crow. Ridiculous, right? It's a dream. And this crow was huge. And I said to myself, whoa, what on earth? Why is there a really big crow in this tree? I've never seen anything like it. And then it jumped off the branch and started to fly, but it was like slow-mo. It flew right like 12 feet away from where it was. Big flaps, like dramatic kind of flaps. But as it was coming to land on the ground where I was standing, it became a very big spirit. Well, actually, this dream must not have been 2015, but it looked a ton like the Wraith kings from Lord of the Rings. It had, or basically like the Grim Reaper, but a lot more horrible. It had a black hood, and the face was unable to be seen except for teeth that were like long as steak knives coming down and going up, and they were visible but in a shadow, and the rest of the face was not visible because of the hood and the cloak or whatever. And then the hands, I wasn't able to see his hands, but they were draped down like this, and it was just giant claws, daggers that were like over ridiculous, like 20 inches long. And it was standing there, and in the dream, I was not afraid. I looked right at it, and I said, "You're not welcome here. Get out of here. Get off this property. In Jesus' name, get out of here. Go away." And it like levitated while I was standing, and just levitated up and floated outside the perimeter of the house, like off the driveway and into the street. But it just hovered there. And I stood there and I said, "You will not come through here. I'm not afraid of you, and you're going to be destroyed. Your time's up." And so then it like flashes. I'm turned around and I'm walking back toward the house and into the yard. The yard is a big yard. And there's trees, and I'm walking through the yard, through the trees, and I come over this hill, and there he is again. And this creature is like levitating, standing up, but not standing on the ground, in its dark horribleness. And I don't know why, but there were a lot of my friends present suddenly. All different kinds of people, all of them proclaim to be Christians. We're talking like at least 20-something people. And they were standing in the yard looking at this demon. And they were gawking about it. Oh, wow, look how ugly he is. Look how evil he is. Wow, he's super scary. And they were like totally energized and pumped to see this wraith, like, or, you know, Grim Reaper guy standing before them. They just continued to talk about him, how creepy he was, how they just loved how scary he was, and bad to the bone, you know. And I was standing watching it, and I was like, guys, what are you doing? Don't give him any of your attention. Don't give him any of your attention. Like, he doesn't deserve any sort of glory. Get away from him. Hey, over here. Hey, guys, over here. Hey. And they would turn and talk to me and say, isn't he so creepy and dark and evil? Wow. So I was like, oh, this is messed up. And then it flashes again, and I'm walking down to the house, or to the house. So my back is turned to this craziness, and I open the door and I go in the house. And in the house, like, it was just like a moving video. Every room I walked through, all those people that I knew that professed Jesus, said they were Christians, they were participating in all of the sins that are mentioned in the 10 Commandments. So they were breaking every one of the 10 Commandments. Like, each person was doing one of the things that God said, you know, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, or you will not covet, you will not murder, you will not steal. And it was like little vignettes. I was just walking through, seeing each room. And so they were all doing the things the 10 Commandments said not to do. And I kept saying, guys, what are you doing? And then, it was crazy. And then the very last bit of it, it flashed again. I was not in the house. I was outside, and this big black evil thing was in the sky, darting left and right, all over the place, zip, zap, zip, zap, zip, all over the place in the sky. But they were the people that I had seen in the house being drug up into the sky like an eagle would grab its prey. And they were flying around going, wee, this is so awesome. Wow, he's so cool. And then he would drop them for a bit and then catch them again. And then they were getting injured, but they were just like, yay. And I was like, I can't handle this. So I turn and I walk away, and it flashes again, and I'm in the front yard again. And all of a sudden, some of them are digging massive graves, digging deep, deep graves. And I said, what are you guys doing? And they said, so-and-so died. That creature ate him. But they said it so like careless, like whatever. So we're burying them. And then I look up in the sky, and another one is being tossed to and fro everywhere and dying. And then they were burying him. And so then I woke up. And nowadays I feel like all this talk about aliens, all this talk about the dark stuff, their favorite TV shows that are full of wickedness and witchcraft and stuff like that, people are like, oh, it's so cool. And people are giving glory to things that are not the Creator God. And God says he's going to judge us for what we're doing. He's the only one worthy of praise. He's the only one worthy of worship. He's the only one who has life and brings life, gives life, brings joy. He's the only one who satisfies. And without him, we will have death.